One of my last Enlisted video that was posted here on my channel about 6 months ago, I was checking out how Enlisted is doing in 2024. Now, I'm back playing Enlisted once more since I'm curious to see how the game plays months after the merge update and some other additional updates that took place at the end of last year. But I also made an Enlisted video about 3 months ago where I was talking about the miserable release they had on Steam at that point of time. If you're interested, you can check out both those videos later. However, they did finally manage to release the game on Steam after some time, and it was recently, since it says July 16 on Steam. So this is the first time I'm playing the game directly via Steam after merging my old Enlisted Gaijin account with Steam. I see now that Enlisted has mostly positive reviews on Steam, which is of course nice to see. We're getting into a few of those in a moment. Enlisted was for a long time only playable via the Enlisted launcher that you can still download and use and play on enlisted.net. That's also how I've been playing the game back and forth since it was released the first time. Yes, the game has been out now for quite a few years, but there's still also quite a few people playing Enlisted even so. Since the game is fairly new on Steam, it doesn't have amazing stats or player count, at least not yet. But at the same time, it's not bad either for a game that was recently released on the platform, also having quite a controversial first attempt doing so some months ago. So what does it say so far? As you can see, when I took this screenshot, there was plus 2k players online. There's been a 4.5k 24-hour player peak and an all-time peak so far that reads 4.8k players. Gonna be interesting to see how these numbers develop over time on the platform. Remember though that there's still a large amount of people playing Enlisted using the Gaijin launcher. And we also have to add to it that the game is also available on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Add to that a crossplay feature as well, making it possible to play both console and PC or console and console depending on what you have it set to in the options. So has the merge updates and everything surrounding it been a good thing overall for the game? Personally, I would say yes, especially for the long run and most likely for new players as well. I'm not saying it's perfect because it is not. And I also do respect and understand player opinions that doesn't fancy the overhaul, if you will, especially if you have been playing the game for a long time, investing both time and maybe also money into the game, and then it does change, not just a bit, but quite some instead. I also know that some casual players simply prefer the campaigns over what we have today. For me though, being someone that plays Enlisted only now and then, I'm not too concerned. I still enjoy getting into the game and I do so once in a while, and I'm one of those guys that don't really spend that much time into grinding, leveling up or spending money in the game. Actually, I haven't spent a dime in Enlisted since I started playing years ago, but I still enjoy playing the game and I'm able to do also pretty well when I do play. I know that there's very different kind of experiences in Enlisted, depending on what player you are, how good you are playing FPS games overall, but also what kind of rank you have in the game, and of course how much you have unlocked when it comes to weapons and squads and also their upgrades. So let me know your thoughts here as well. The feedback is always appreciated. I have played several free-to-play FPS games over the years, and you can see me doing so in many of my videos here on my channel. With that said, I do believe that Enlisted is a pretty cool casual World War II game and experience, with quite some content and also possibilities to continue to capture an audience for years to come. Especially now also finally being released on Steam the right way, if you will. Well, it also feels that the squads game mode has more players now, meaning real players, compared to when I played the game the last time, meaning some months ago. If that's the case, you might experience some matches being a bit harder than before when trying to play the objective for the win, managing your AI squads. When I was recording this video, I mainly used quick play, just jumping into the first game available. But I also went into the custom server since I do play on PC, and I played some Modern Warfare, which is a modded game mode where you're able to play with modern weapons and vehicles. And it's pretty fun as well, and shows once more what mods can do in the game, giving the players themselves an opportunity to contribute to the game to a certain extent. There are some other modded game modes and lobbies as well when I look through the custom server. You can also find a lobby or two when it comes to the now almost forgotten Enlisted game mode called Lone Wolf, being a PvP only mode, meaning no AI squads. Unfortunately, you'll only be able to find these custom server options if you're playing on PC, I believe. So if you're trying out Enlisted for the first time, which I believe you should, give it a try at least, then be aware of the fact that it is quite a grindy game. Again, you can play it and have fun without thinking too much about that as well, but not if it will become a game you'll play on a regular basis. Which leads me to the fact that the monetization model in Enlisted leans towards pay to win to a certain extent. Or is it? The premium squads has, as an example, been pinpointed by quite many to be one of those pay-to-win elements in Enlisted. However, with the overhaul of Enlisted, some guys now call the premium squads to be more like filler squads, more so than actual pay-to-win squads. But at the same time, some players believes that some squads gives advantages that you would not be able to have in normal tech tree squads like 4 flamers, and some squads like premium APC have an armor and or gun. Well, we should also mention squads with no tech tree alternatives like paratroopers, rocket artillery, rocket and flame tanks. Paratroopers can be quite an advantage still, so they can be seen as a pay-to-win squad. Well, if you choose to look at it that way, that is. What are your experiences regarding this quite controversial topic when it comes to Enlisted, since I have been seeing these kind of comments when I've been doing Enlisted videos before? I also talked early in the video about checking out some of the pretty fresh reviews when it comes to players having their sayings about Enlisted on Steam. So let's get over there and see what some of you guys have been writing about the game. The first review could actually have been written by me, meaning myself, although it isn't. It says, play it casually, don't spend money, don't take it too serious. Now that is for sure one way of enjoying this free-to-play World War II shooter, I believe. Another guy says, every game I had, there was at least one cheater. I died behind the wall, killed by random machine gun, one bullet headshot, etc, etc. I don't recommend anyone to play. Okay, we continue with 2 more. Back in the saddle, as a big fan of Red Orchestra, this feels like a sequel to that game. Really enjoyable. Well, Red Orchestra was a game also that I played, especially Red Orchestra 2. So yeah, a game I enjoyed as well. Alright, the last one comes here. The idea of the game is good. Lead squads, upgrade them, use tanks and planes and various equipments, fight other players, but the game has been available since 2021. A small group of players has been playing it intensively for 3 years and has reached all promotions and upgrades available. They just stomped the newcomers. So games are totally unbalanced, as those veterans often play together. Also, there are some very suspicious behaviors, being shot through walls, being insta-spotted as a sniper, tank turning its turn right on you, though they are supposed to have a limited field of view, that make the experience unpleasant. And the upgrade packs are at insane price levels, 30 euros, 35 euros for one squad. So even if the mechanics are fun, I cannot recommend Enlisted or that game. And he also says, I've been playing it before the game went live on Steam. Yes, there can be definitely unbalances when it comes to matchmaking. I'm not sure if they would be able to have a different kind of view on this when it comes to the developer side of things. But anywho, let me know your thoughts in the comments. The video is becoming quite long, but I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please leave a like on the video since it helps me out here on YouTube. With that said, my friends, have a good day, take care, and hope you try out Enlisted if you haven't. See you out there, take care, later.